Come on, man. Come on. I'm 0-1 with 162 points. 162 points. How? How could I be 0-1 with 162 points? Oh, that's right. That's because Troy Lee just went 5 points short of scoring 200 points in week 1. He just decided like, oh, okay, probably for the rest of the season, I'm going to score about a buck 30, a buck 40, but I'm going to put a buck 95 on you. Thanks a lot, Troy. I really appreciate that, brother. That came just on time. That's just the way I had my week 1 schedule. But it's just week 1. It's just week 1. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm scoring these 162 points. I'm still going to take this L, but somebody's going to pay for this. So I'll go and look at next week's schedule. Who's coming up next? Bayon's finest. Just great. Just great. Another high-powered scoring team coming up, lined up for my team, man. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to get into these rankings, y'all. I'm just going to get into these rankings, man. Last week, man, it was brutal. Brutal. I already talked about my loss last week. I already talked about my spanking with Alvin Kamara running all over Tampa Bay. Bro, what can I say? I don't know what to say. With 195 points, okay, Troy Lee, you already know that you are currently number 1 in the rankings. But I'm going to start about the other matchups, man. Dak City, man. What a disappointment, brother. I don't even know what happened. What happened? Your team was so loaded, brother. You had David Johnson that gave you nothing versus Washington. What happened? I don't know. LaShawn McCoy. Did nothing. What happened? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. HFOT. Always finding a way to win, man. Always squeaking out something, brother. Always squeaking out something. He made it work this week. He ends up beating Dak City 133 to 108, man. That's just how it goes. Bayon's finest. The only two other people that can understand how I'm feeling about it right now. I don't want nobody's sympathy. I got 3 rings. But I'm just saying, the only people that can afford to give me sympathy this week is How About Them Boys and High Quality H2O. Bayon's finest, in his Troy S fashion, puts up 133 to beat down How About Them Boys, who put up 151. What do you say to that? What do you say when you score 151? What do you say? What are you going to do? You can't get mad. You put up 151 points. Just chalk it up to, I don't know, first week jitters or something. I don't know. Tyreek Hill, man, going ballistic. Then you got Sauce on the side, who I said surprisingly had a very good draft. And sure enough, true to form, man, his wide receivers was going off. Michael Thomas, man, was just 18 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. Good gosh, man. Yeah, he beats up on H2O, 179, 144, man. It's just depressing. And then you have the featherweights. Tony Pepperoni sneaks in a win with 127 versus Can't Get Right, who, as I predicted, no bell, no bueno, 127 to 91 points. Come on, it's like these are the weeks, man, that are so tough. I don't know if you guys ever think this, but I'll be looking at the scoreboard and I'll be like, yo, I scored 162 points. Do you know how many teams I would have beat other than you and Bayon and Sauce on the side? That's like 8 other teams. 8 other teams I could have beat. So frustrated. And then you see Tony Pepperoni sneak in his win with 127. It's like, why can't that be me, brother? I want to play Can't Get Right. Why can't that be me? I want to play him for week 1. Who made the schedule? Oh, yeah, that was me. Anyway, moving on. Nittany Nation, man. 114 with the victory over I Quit, which you should quit, at 105. Now, I want to take a little moment. I know I talked about this on the group chat. We need to officially ban Marcus from drafting Aaron Rodgers for all of our benefit. Everybody benefits by Marcus not drafting Aaron Rodgers because this dude is toxic. His team is toxic, man. It's not good. I'm telling you, if you have anyone related to any of his players, man, stay away, brother. Stay away. I'm telling you, man. Aaron Rodgers, he dodged a bullet this week, man, but I just got a bad feeling, man. I need to go. Somebody, look, it don't gotta be me. It don't gotta be me. I know, people know, he always trying to make a trade, this, that, and the other. It don't have to be me. I don't care if it's me. I just want one of y'all other 10 owners to go trade, give Marcus a good deal to get Aaron Rodgers off his team. Because right now, if you got Devontae, well, he already got Devontae Adams, so he's killing himself. But if you got Randall Cobb or you got some other Green Bay pieces, Marcus having Aaron Rodgers is a problem. Somebody needs to make a trade and get this man off of Marcus' team. And then, of course, as I told him, Doug Baldwin. How many points did Doug Baldwin get you? Slide that off. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see? You got nothing, man. You got nothing. You got 0, brother. 0 out of Doug Baldwin, because that's what Doug Baldwin does. Every week is all or nothing. He's either a world beater or he's a chump. I told you about him, but didn't want to listen. So 105 it is. So that's how it ended up this week. Tough losses for H2O. Tough losses for How About Them Boys. Man, tough losses for me too, man. It's just rough. Everybody else, y'all just need to get y'all weight up, man. If you scoring in 91 points in this league, you got serious problems. That's not like, that's just a once in a lifetime kind of thing. That's like a preview for your whole season. I'm just saying, get your act together. Look at your team. Look at some parts that you could trade, make some sneaky move to get them points up, because if you scoring 91 points and other teams are scoring 195, that lets you know you got a long way to go. 105.3? I know it's injuries, but there's a lot of other things going on with that team too, man. Gotta figure out something. Gotta shake it up, man. Got to shake that up. But, I say this every year. Every year I say, hey, man, you guys should really think about making trades. A lot of teams, the teams that are more proactive with making trades are the ones that oftentimes make the playoffs, this and the other. And every year, the same teams are the same ones that sit and wait and don't get nowhere. So I'm not going to talk about it no more. Not this week. A couple weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, when y'all, knee deep into y'all sadness, y'all losses, then I'll come and say, hey, you know what? Let me give them some love and encouragement. Don't give up. Don't quit, Marcus. Go ahead and make a trade. But for this week, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to move right on. So, hey, look, we're going to get right into the power rankings. Coming at number 12, for obvious reason, 91.9 points, and there is no help, no hope to come. I got to say, can't get right. I got to put you at that last spot, man. At the number 11 spot, I quit, man. Look, Marcus, you know how I feel about you, brother. You are like the dude that makes me feel sane. But for this week, man, and for going forward with Doug Baldwin looking like he's out for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and Aaron Rodgers maybe not playing versus Minnesota, and you got Devontae Adams tied to that, I got to put you at number 11 on them power rankings. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. New Dak City. Look, I gave you an A+. I said this team, man, he had the best draft. But I don't know, man. It's like every year, man. Every year I think Anthony is going to break out, and it just don't happen. But then again, it's just week 1. Things can get better. LaShawn McCoy plays the Chargers and put the rookie in, breathe a little life into the offense. David Johnson, slow starter. We'll see what happens. But for now, I got to put you at the number 10 spot. At the number 9 spot, you wouldn't believe it. Who's sitting at the number 9 spot? It'll be yours truly, man. It'll be yours truly. I just feel like, I have a good team. I love my team, but I feel like 162 is about that's about as good as it's going to get these next couple weeks. And I suspect that there's going to be some teams that are going to put up 183, 179. I feel like there are teams that can be a little bit more explosive than me. That's the thing with drafting running backs is that it's a lot harder to score 40 points as a running back than for a receiver, especially in today's NFL. So to me, it's like even though you get the consistency of putting up 140, 145, 150 points, you don't get those explosive weeks as much. So I just feel like for right now, until I really start seeing some more from my wide receivers, I'm going to have to put myself at the number 9 spot. I can't have these flies attacking me while I'm doing this weekly review. All right, at the number 8 spot. Sheesh, Nittany Nation, man. Come on, man. You got the win this week, but 114? Come on, brother. You know that can't last long. That is not going to work in this league. You barely beat I Quit. And he lost his quarterback for a whole half. It seemed like. Pretty much. Aaron Rodgers did nothing for the first half. And you barely beat this dude. And Doug Baldwin gave him a big fat 0. So, yeah, you gotta step it up. I know you can do it. But for now, I'm put you at the number 8 spot. H2O, man, I got to give you the number 7 spot. I know you scored 144, which is less than what I scored, but I feel like you have a little bit more potential. I feel like your team has a little bit more explosiveness with the wide receiver positions. I really like Juju Smith this year. I think that he's going to be explosive. He should have got a touchdown, but things happen. So I put you at the number 7 spot. How about them boys at the number 6 spot? I put you there, 151.6. Usually that's a winning score. I think that your team, again, just no different than H2O. I think your team is going to be explosive. Again, James Conner, I predicted it. I said, look, this dude is going to go off today versus the Browns, and he did. He absolutely did. Dropped him 42.4 points, man. Come on, man. I don't know what Aaron was doing, bro, during that draft. I just have no idea. I had no explanation for that. No explanation. All right, so I got him at the number 6 spot. Coming at number 5, Tony Pepperoni. This is more like a forecast here. I just think that 127, that was a little low for week 1, but it was enough to get you a win. And sometimes you just need to get a win. It don't got to be pretty. It don't got to be special. You just need to get it, and he got the win. And I feel like his points is only going to go up. I definitely see more breakout performances coming from him, especially with his 2 running backs. So, I'm put him at the number 5 spot. I feel pretty safe that he's going to live up to that. Helmet full of turf. I'm going to put him at the number 4 spot. Again, it's a little weird, to put him there because I bashed his draft. I gave him a C. But I feel like, you know what? At the second review, this Hopkins and Allen thing, man, there's going to be some weeks, man, where you're going to be looking at that scoreboard like, yo, how did this dude do this with Alfred Morris as his number 1 running back? Like, how did he do that? I don't get it. Like, it's Alfred Morris. Like, he can't put up $160, but with those 2 guys and his other wide receivers, Emmanuel Sanders going off, man, for 29.5 points, I definitely feel like Gary Bivens has a solid wide receiver core that can put up some major points. So that he comes in at the number 4 spot. At the number 3 spot, I got to give it the sauce on the side. I told you guys, man, between those 4 wide receivers that he got, man, you talking about Mike Evans who went off, Michael Thomas who went off. You got Larry Fitzgerald. He didn't do this much this week. I forget his other wide receiver at the moment, but man, you're talking about a lot of firepower, man. A lot of firepower. Antonio Brown, you got him. And he had a light week this week versus the Browns. So yeah, his team 179.4. Yes, that's on a little bit on the high end, but that's not too far from probably what he's going to be doing this season. So I'm put him. I feel pretty confident about putting him at the number 3 spot. And then Bayon's finest, man. When you got one of the best running backs in the game in Todd Gurley and Tyreek Hill, man. Hey, look, you proved me wrong, brother. I thought you reached. I thought you could have got Tyreek in the 3rd round, but as he proved his second round status, not a problem, man. He man destroyed the Chargers, destroyed in every fashion that you could possibly destroy a team. It was Tyreek Hill versus the Chargers, and pretty much nobody else. So yeah, with that, if he keeps rolling like that, and against the Steelers, man, I don't know if the Steelers really had that much of an answer for him. I feel pretty comfortable putting you at the number 2 spot. And like I said, any given Sunday with a $1.95 and looking like he's coming back for a vengeance. He definitely came back for a vengeance versus me. I had to put him at the number 1 spot, man. So that takes care of the rankings, man. And again, it's just week 1. It's not something that, if you lost, don't go jump off the fantasy bridge yet. It'll be all right unless you can't get right, or I quit, who keeps getting players injured, or Le'Veon Bell doesn't look like he has any desire to come back and play football. Maybe those guys might want to rethink the life. But other than that, you just kind of hang in there. See what you can do. Look at your lineup. See some of the guys that popped out on your bench or whatever. Shake things up a little bit. If you are those 2 guys, if you are Marcus, again, please, for everybody's sake, for Devontae Adams' sake, trade Aaron Rodgers. Go get Drew Brees. That would be a fair deal. I wouldn't be mad at that. If you traded Bayon, Drew Brees for Aaron Rodgers, I would be totally. You won't get no veto from me, brother. You won't get no veto from me. Tom Brady. That's another great option. Go get Tom Brady. That's a perfectly good QB. Go get him. Just try something different. I just think you and Aaron Rodgers, you guys, man, y'all just had this relationship where you just keep trying. You keep trying to make it work, but it's just not a good fit. Y'all just need to go different ways. Try something new. Try different horizons. Sometimes, you might think that person might be right for you, but until you try something else, you just never know. And I feel like that's the case with you and Aaron Rodgers. Like, you'd just be better off trying something new. So anyway, that's just a thought. Now, can't get right, brother. Look, the tight ends, what can I say? What can I say? 2 tight ends in the first 5 rounds. What can I say? I don't know what to say, brother. I don't know what to say. Other than I said it. You don't have to. You don't have to. And I did that for a reason, because honestly, this is my theory on fantasy football. There really just isn't 12 good tight ends, and I feel like it's unfair to the league. Like, I want to give every team an equal chance to win. And if I force you guys to have a tight end, and of course I'm speaking years ago when I made the lineups and crafted the way I wanted the slots to go as far as starting slots, but that was the idea, as I didn't want to force teams to play tight ends, because very rarely is there 12 really good tight ends that can compete every week. So instead of forcing you guys to do that, I just made a decision like, hey, you know what? If you want to, you can get 2 tight ends and start them. But if you don't want to, you just put your wide receivers in. And that gives you just an equal chance as a good tight end. So I decided to go that route. And with that being said, I just don't see, like, for me, there'll never be a year where I have 2 starting tight ends in my lineup, unless like I got like 8 buys on my team. It's just never going to happen, because there's not enough good tight ends. But anyway, so Greg Olsen is hurt. He's probably going to be out for a month. Travis Kelce, who knows what's going on in Kansas City other than Tyreek Hill. So figure it out. Man, make a trade, man. That's all I can tell you, man. Make a trade, man. Take some pieces. Take Le'Veon Bell. There could be a guy out there that might be interested in him, that might be willing to buy low on him, or to give you some pieces, to kind of boost your team up, give you more shots at it, to kind of boost your score up. That might be the good way to go. Just saying. I'm not saying you got to hit me up, but I'm just saying, hey, hey, the bank is open, brother. The bank is open. So with that being said, everybody else, man, just like I said, man, just keep your head up, man. Just keep playing. If you got the win, congratulations. I feel good for you. I don't feel good for me, but I feel good for you, including Troy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated corn beef, man. That was real delicious. You know, I appreciated the fried potatoes. Yeah, yeah. I feel like you fattened me up for the kill, but we're not gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're supposed to be my brother, man. Everybody thinks I look like you at the Kingdom Hall, and I never say anything bad about it. I just say, nah, that's not me. That's Troy. But yeah, we look alike. We look alike. We look alike. You know what I'm saying? But man, you did me dirty. But I'm still happy for you though, considering how things went last year. So congratulations for those guys that won this week. And with that being said, we're going to start talking about the matchups for this week. What we got going on for this week, the matchups are as follows. Like I said, man, it doesn't get no better for me. Bayonne Finest is coming up for week 2. And I got to be honest with you guys, man. This title defense is it's getting off to a really rough start. I just don't see it, man. Between Gurley, you know, Collins had a solid night last night. It wasn't a great night, but 13.5 points, that's fine. You know, but Gurley, you know what he gonna do, man. You know, come on, man. He gonna go off, and then you got Tyreek. I just think right now, my team, even though it's put up 162 points, I just don't get a good feeling, man. I just think this is one of those years where it's going to be like, man, I'm going to be scrapping every single week to get a win. So this week, I'm going to go Bayonne, man. I'm going to go Bayonne. I know. Every week you're supposed to think you're going to win, right? But I just got to be realistic. I just think that Bayonne just got one of those teams where, man, it's just too explosive. And my team, they're consistent. They're gonna get out there. They're gonna do what they do. But my wide receivers, Demarius, yeah, not really that 30-point kind of guy. You know, Randall Cobb, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, plays versus the Vikings, maybe not. We'll see. Too many maybes to say, yeah, baby, we're gonna get the win. So this week I'm gonna have to say, Bayonne, you probably get that win. And I'm going to go ahead and say congratulations to you in advance. All right. Any Given Sunday versus New Dak City. Look, I just honestly, man, I saw this going much different in my head. I really did see Any Given Sunday taking that L. But it didn't happen that way. But 95 later, here he is. So, you know, that's the thing with Troy, man. Every year, this brother, he teaches me something new about fantasy football. You know, I try to learn something from every one of you guys. But Troy is one of those people where every year he consistently teaches me something new about fantasy football. And this year, it's just an anything goes, man. He drafts people just anywhere, and it just, you don't see it. You don't see it coming. You thinking like, man, I don't know, man. He got a solid squad, but man, you took them gambles. I don't know if they're gonna work out. And every year, they work out. Every year. So, look, between Kamara and Mixon, Gronk, I'm just saying, I mean, look, man, I don't know what this dude Ramsey is doing, but motivating Gronk is probably not a good idea. At least not a good idea for Dak City, because I'm picturing Gronk really going off. So, between that and along with Brady and AP, man, I see Any Given Sunday walking away with this with a victory. I just don't see it, man. AJ Green had a good night last night, you know, so that kind of helps Dak City. But David Johnson getting off to a slow start, McCoy playing with that rookie. I want to say the rookie is going to breathe some life into that Buffalo offense, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to really walk away. So Any Given Sunday goes to 2-0. That's my prediction. Anything can happen, as his team name, you know, indicates, but for now, that's the way I see it. All right, so how about them boys versus Helmet Full of Turf? Well, look, here's the deal. So Helmet Full of Turf, he got the win last week, and I think it's going to be close. But Beckham, man, he really put on the show versus Ramsey last week. And I figure versus the Cowboys, Sunday Night Football, prime time, Beckham's going off. That's for sure. You got James Conner versus the Saints. I mean, and I just feel like James Conner is just in for for proving himself, man. He's all about showing, hey, look, you don't need this guy. Go ahead and trade that dude Bell. We don't need him. I think he's going to go off. But I also feel like Hopkins and Collins are going to have solid days. Emmanuel Sanders. So honestly, man, this is one where I've gone back and forth, man. I've looked at the matchups over and over again. Sometimes I feel like how about them boys is going to win. Sometimes I feel like Helmet Full of Turf is going to win. This is really just honestly too close to call. It really is. Like, I really can't pick a winner. It's probably like the first time in like 7 seasons that I've been playing this league where I have not picked a winner. This is really too close to call. So look, can't wait to see this. This to me, that's going to be the game of the week. All right, moving on. Nittany Nation. I know that's not the perfect ending. That doesn't bring closure to you that I didn't make a pick, but gotta move on. Nittany Nation versus Sauce on the Side. Look, just keeping it real. Fournette's hurt. Got the hamstring issues. Amari Cooper, he's looking like trash. I don't see this working out well. I just don't see this working out well this week. Between Brown, Thomas, Evans, I just think Sauce on the Side, man. Auto draft is the best drafter. It may not be the way I would draft. But it's often proven that auto draft is the best drafter. And I think in this case, man, those wide receivers are just so potent. I see Sauce on the Side taking the victory. So that sends us to I Quit versus Tony Pepperoni. I got a prediction, man. I think that Marcus' team is going to get hurt. That's pretty much what they do every year. So, I mean, I don't know who's healthy, who's left, but somewhere between Kareem Hunt and some other dudes, yeah, them dudes about to get hurt. So, that's just how it goes. But nah, seriously though, still has a solid team. I expect that Hunt is going to be featured a little bit more this week versus Pittsburgh. I think we saw what Carlos Hyde was able to do. Not that I'm a big Carlos Hyde fan, but his average yards per run, they were pretty solid. So I think Kansas City is going to come in this game, and with them loading up to try to stop Tyreek Hill, I think this is going to be a big Kareem Hunt game. The question is, what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? If Rodgers plays, then obviously Devontae Adams becomes a solid play this week versus Minnesota. I know Minnesota's tough. I know a lot of people think Minnesota's tough, but you go back and you look at the game logs of Devontae Adams versus Minnesota, he has pretty solid games versus them. So don't be afraid of that matchup. I think he'll be just fine. I think this is a good week for Josh Gordon. We saw what he did last year. We saw what he did last week with 1 catch for a touchdown, and they really didn't feature him. I think this week he's labeled as a starter. He's going to get his full share of snaps, and I think he's going to get a lot of looks this week. So I like Gordon this week. But I don't know, man. With Tony Pepperoni, I just feel like he has enough on his team, man, that he could still compete, but just not enough this week. Not enough. I feel like between McCaffrey, Atlanta, Gordon, I think Gordon's going to be solid. I think he's going to put up some points, but I just think that I heard finally gets off the snide. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling for Marcus this week. I expect somebody to get hurt. I do. I honestly do. And I'm going to be upset about it, especially if it's Aaron Rodgers. But I expect him to get a win this week. All right. H2O versus Can't Get Right. I don't think there's really much that needs to be said about this. When you don't have Le'Veon Bell, it's you just slim. I mean, your chances of winning. Like they say that you can't win. You can't win your league with your first draft pick, but you can lose it. And this is one of those cases. This is one of those cases where your first draft pick, being Le'Veon Bell, and this dude not showing up, man, you need to make a trip, man. Look, I got you on gas. If you want to come pick me up and we make a trip down to Florida to convince this dude to play football, I'm with you, brother. Call me up. I got the gas money. I will make the drive with you. down to Florida. We'll talk to Le'Veon and see if we can get him into camp, or at least see if we can press him to get a trade. That way, everybody wins. How about them boys? He still has a running back. Le'Veon Bell gets traded, and then you get a running back. Everybody wins. But we need to do something, because if you don't have Bell, it's just not going to be good all season long. Until that dude steps back on the field, man, every week is going to be an uphill climb for you. So with that, and then with Olsen going down, I really just feel like H2O is just better prepared to take this victory this week. So look, those are my game predictions. Those are my rankings for this week. As always, I wish your team good health. Please, somebody reach out. Call him now. Call him now. Call him now. Call my guy Marcus. Make a trade. Get Aaron Rodgers off his team. Until then, I'm up out of here, and I'll talk to y'all later.